All right, and we're live. Hello and welcome everyone back to the Collective Minds podcast. So, just decided I'd do a short little one tonight. There's just a couple things I wanted to bring up. I think they're really important, and no one's talking about them. So, might be bigger down the road, but yeah, let's just get into it. So, right here, I wanted to pull this stat up real quick. So in 2023, 1 out of 20 Canadians who died received a physician-assisted death, which doesn't seem too crazy, right? Seems like maybe I don't know, maybe their crime rate's low, maybe their accidents are low, maybe they just do things a little bit better. And maybe it's really, people have bad diseases and they need, a better way out. But 1 in 20 is actually a lot, and it's starting to become more. And the reasons they're able to do it, right? Because how many people are just dying from cancer, and it just might as well put them out of their misery, right? It's not 1 in 20 people. So it covers depression. You could just have a bad day and fill out a form, and in 3 months they'll kill you. So, but that's not what this is about. I think this is crazy. I think it could be used in better ways for good. I mean, like pulling the plug on someone who's brain dead. I think it's all up to the family. It's all up to what the person would have wanted. And I think those conversations should happen. Honestly, a lot of people don't like the idea of being a vegetable for the rest of their lives, but 1 out of 20 in Canada. So the government is obviously making a lot of money off of this. This is about something else. So go to this one. There's a euthanasia brochure that's going viral, and I want to talk about it. I couldn't get it pulled up, so this is what we're going to be looking at. To the right here, there's MAID. It's MAID for children and teens, and then you can see MAID for mental illness as well. So it's crazy because in Canada and in Europe and in the US for the past 4 years, they're just, yes, you are a girl, you should go cut your penis off and become a girl, or yes, you're a cat, you should wear a cat mask and crap in a litter box. We used to call that mentally ill. It's a mental illness. You're mentally unwell. They used to call homosexuals, just regular gays, mentally ill. And it does kind of make sense because it's not natural. But this stuff, we're not going to focus on that. We're going to go straight for this. So mental illness. They're pushing mental illness. Go ahead and be crazy. Be you. It's like telling a schizo that hears voices. Those are real. You should listen to them. It's a bad idea. So MAID for children and teens. That's why this is 1 out of 20 right now, because they're doing it for mental illness after they just pushed a huge propaganda program to shove people down that dark hallway of, jump into your mental illness, the disease. Just go ahead. It's you. Oh, you don't like it? You don't like where you ended up? Let us kill you. But now they're talking about doing it for children and teens. A special committee of MPs and senators studying MAID has recommended allowing MAID for mature minors. Here's the thing. I'm not going to dive too deep into this, but there is no mature minor. I don't care. I mean, everyone knows, right? 17, 16, 17, 18-year-old, right? Think past that. They changed the laws. Now you can't even buy tobacco in a lot of places unless you're 21. I agree with it. People are dumb. Some people never stop being dumb. I mean, a lot of people don't stop being dumb. But kids don't stop doing dumb shit well into their 20s. So, and this new generation is just going to be just as worse. I mean, if they're crapping in a litter box or, think they're a boy or a girl, or, playing these fantasy games as in real life, not going home and doing it on the internet or doing it with a weird group of friends that gets shamed, but real life every day. And they're pushed. The laws change. Yeah, you can go into that bathroom. Yeah, and people have to start using whatever crazy word before, pronoun. There's no such thing as a mature minor. That's why the laws are what they are. Ask Canada if they'll give a mature minor a handgun. Absolutely not. says a mature minor is a child or teen who is deemed capable of making a decision for MAID. Can make a decision on if a doctor should come in and kill them. This would essentially remove the minimum age of eligibility. The committee also suggested parents may not be consulted and wouldn't need to consent to their children's death via MAID. If this happens, insane. So they're already trying to do it in the US in certain places where a kid can go get an abortion. 16-year-old can get on a bus, go get an abortion, and they don't tell the parents. These laws need to be removed. They're trying to push this in Canada right now, where your kid's upset, bullied at school, goes talks to a counselor forwards them somewhere else. They start talking about it. This doctor makes millions of dollars a year, tens of millions, pushes this child into thinking, you know what, the best thing for you is just to die. Kid doesn't come home one day. You call trying to find your kid, won't tell you nothing. The police talk to whoever does know something. They realize the law, they won't tell you. You don't know what happened to your kid. Until 6 months later, you get a little piece of mail telling you. Absolutely demonic. Would not be consulted with their child's death. Says children are uniquely vulnerable. Canada's first priority must be to provide high quality medical care for children. That's how they end that. It's not medical care. Demons. So right here, mental illness side take effect in March 2027. Hopelessness and a desire to end one's life can be a symptom of some mental illnesses. Many Canadians struggle with their mental health. There are long waited lists for treatment, and it can be expensive. Yeah, I'm sure it is, because it's free. That's why you're waiting. 1 in 10 people will wait more than 4 months for counseling. However, they should have put that word there. The waiting period for MAID is only 3 months. So we're not going to give you the actual thing that actually works, which is counseling. Talk it out. A lot of people just need to talk it out, especially children. So no, you're going to have to wait another month of this torturous, horrible high school life you have. Or you can just sign this paper and we'll kill you. It's what's best for you anyway. Absolutely disgusting. So on the other topic I have here was, let's go, CCP ties. Chinese couple charged with smuggling toxic fungus into the U.S. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's pretty crazy, actually. And it reminds me of something that no one's talking about. It says a Chinese couple with alleged ties to the Chinese Communist Party is facing federal, which means they're spies, by the way, is facing federal charges after being accused of smuggling a potentially dangerous agricultural fungus into the United States. The FBI has labeled the fungus a potential agro-terrorism weapon that has Bill Gates written all over it. Because his stuff will go, oh, my magic burger, weird burger from Burger King or at your local grocery store if you go into, that aisle or those couple doors in the freezer section. Not made out of meat, made out of plants. And I get that. Some people like a veggie burger. These are different. They are not the old school, crappy tasting veggie burgers. And they're not healthy. But I guarantee if something like this is released, Bill Gates with all that farmland will go, oh, America, I'll save you. You just have to eat this. Goes the two Chinese nationals, Yungying Yan and her boyfriend Zunyang Lao, have been charged with multiple counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, smuggling, and making false statements. That's it so far. The complaint against them was unsealed Tuesday, and Yan appeared in court the same day. The government told a judge in the Eastern District of Michigan that Yan was a flight risk and asked she continue to be held. Absolutely. Thank God Trump is back in. I don't know. I don't care if you like him or hate him, but just like evidence. Chinese balloon, right? How many days, weeks, whatever, did that thing just float across the U.S.? Oh, it's a spy balloon. We're not going to shoot it or nothing. Biden had to wait for his phone call to decide what he was going to say on the news. Get his flashcards in a bigger font. According to the criminal complaint, authorities discovered the toxic pathogen called Fusarium graminearum in Liu's backpack at the Detroit airport last summer. Initially, Liu denied knowledge of the fungus, but later confessed to hiding it. Both Liu and Jan are researchers who worked with the fungus, and Liu told authorities he was bringing it to University of Michigan lab where Jan worked in order to study it there. The complaint contains messages between the two from 2022 that show the couple talking about smuggling the fungus into the U.S. The Chinese Communist Party continues to deploy operatives and researchers to infiltrate our institutions and target our food supply, said FBI Director Kash Patel as part of a statement about the charges. We do not know what this would actually do. This could destroy everything. I mean, we could turn into a third world country with starvation. Absolutely insane. Looks like Kash Patel's on it. And it's insane to me that we are even taking Chinese students. I know it sounds bad, but this is not the first time. This pathogen would directly affect and destroy our crops. Can you imagine the Chinese with some kind of a plot to undermine the United States by going after our food supply? Officials said the fungus can impact crops such as wheat, barley, maize, and rice. That's the staple foods right there. Everything is gone. That mixed in with, killing all the chickens. Wow, was that a plan? Can cause vomiting, liver damage, and reproductive problems in humans and livestock. Disgusting. The charges come amid the State Department's recent announcement to aggressively revoke visas of Chinese students, including ones with ties to the Chinese Communist Party. The full force of the law should come down on them. We should prevent any associated with the CCP from being at any of our universities. Absolutely. Stop bringing them in. People like this should be hanged. I get they're young. It doesn't matter. No one should have this kind of power in their hands at any point in time. It's not an accident. This is serious. So the connection here, though, that I found is if you think back to the end of 2019, there was 3 people involved, Chinese spies. One of them was American, was a professor at one of these major universities, actually. 2 were caught, 1 got away. They had a biochemical weapon. COVID-19. 2 were caught, 1 got away. Right after that is when all of a sudden it started appearing in U.S. airports. 1 was caught at a U.S. airport. So anyway, that's a short one for tonight, guys. Let us know what you think. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.